After mastering the highest forms of meditation and finding them lacking, Siddhartha Gautama had run out of teachers. Now, he had to forge his own path. He journeyed to Urovela, near the Naranyara river, in what is now Bodh Gaya. He found a beautiful, secluded spot in the forest, perfect for intensive spiritual practice. It was here that he met a group of 5 ascetics. These men practiced extreme self-mortification, a common belief in ancient India that the body was an obstacle to spiritual progress. The idea was simple: punish the body, deny its desires, and you could free the soul. Siddhartha, having exhausted other options, decided to join them. If meditation wasn't the answer, perhaps this was. What followed was 6 years of such extreme self-denial, it's hard for us to even imagine. The ancient texts describe it in vivid, almost clinical detail. First, he tried to control his breath, not in the gentle way we practice today, but by forcefully suppressing it. He described the experience himself: a violent pain like a drill boring into his head, then a carving pain in his belly like a butcher's knife, and finally a burning sensation all over his body, as if he were being roasted over hot coals. Despite the agony, he found no liberation, only pain. Next, he turned to extreme fasting, a practice that nearly killed him. He reduced his food intake until he was eating almost nothing. Some accounts say he ate just a single sesame seed or a grain of rice per day. He later described how his body wasted away. His limbs became like withered vines, his spine stood out like a string of beads, his ribs jutted out like the split rafters of a ruined barn, and his eyes sank deep into their sockets. He became so weak that if he tried to relieve himself, he would fall flat on his face. He was starving to death. Why would such an intelligent man do this to himself? It wasn't foolishness, it was a logical, if extreme, application of a widely held philosophy. The belief was that the eternal soul was trapped in the physical body. By punishing the body and denying its needs, you could purify the soul, burn off negative karma, and prove you had mastered desire. Siddhartha, being the determined seeker he was, didn't just try this path, he took it to its absolute limit. The 5 ascetics with him were in awe. They were sure that if anyone could achieve enlightenment this way, it would be him. But after 6 long years of incredible suffering, Siddhartha had a profound realization. He was weak, emaciated, and no closer to the truth. He thought to himself, I've endured more pain than any ascetic in the past, present, or future ever will. And yet, I haven't gained any special insight. Could there be another way? This was a moment of incredible honesty. Most people, after investing 6 years in something, would double down, driven by pride or the fear of having wasted their time. But Siddhartha had the wisdom to admit he was wrong. At this critical moment, a memory surfaced. He remembered being a young boy, sitting peacefully under a rose-apple tree during a festival. Without any effort or pain, he had naturally entered a state of calm, joyful meditation. He asked himself, could that be the path? Why am I afraid of that kind of pleasure? A pleasure that has nothing to do with worldly desires. This was a revolutionary insight. He had spent 6 years believing all pleasure was an obstacle. Now, he saw there might be a different kind of joy, the joy of a calm, focused mind. And he realized he couldn't reach that state with a body so weakened by starvation. He needed to regain his strength. He needed to eat. This was a huge decision. It meant admitting his entire ascetic approach was a failure. It meant disappointing his 5 companions who revered him for his extreme discipline. But with his characteristic courage, he decided to eat. As the story goes, a village girl named Sujata saw the emaciated Siddhartha and was moved with compassion. She offered him a bowl of rich rice milk, a nourishing porridge she had carefully prepared. After 6 years of starvation, he accepted and ate. When his 5 companions saw this, they were disgusted. They thought he had given up, that he had caved to luxury and indulgence. The ascetic Gautama has become self-indulgent, they said. He has abandoned the struggle. And with that, they left him. They traveled to the deer park in Sarnath to continue their practices without him. Siddhartha was now completely alone. He had left his home, surpassed his teachers, endured extreme asceticism, and now even his last companions had abandoned him. He was 35 years old, with 6 years of searching behind him, and nothing to show for it. But he wasn't in despair. He had learned what didn't work. He had eliminated the wrong paths. His body was slowly regaining its strength. And that memory of the rosapool tree pointed toward a new possibility, a middle way between the extremes of sensual indulgence and self-torture. Once his strength returned, Siddhartha prepared for one final, decisive attempt. He found a large fig tree, which would later be known as the Bodhi tree. He gathered some grass, made a seat, and sat down, making a famous solemn vow. Let only my skin, sinews, and bones remain. Let my flesh and blood dry up, but I will not move from this seat until I attain supreme enlightenment. He sat down to meditate, bringing to bear all the experience of his long and arduous journey. The sun set, the river flowed quietly by, and the world grew still. Siddhartha Gautama, the prince, the wanderer, the ascetic, sat under the Bodhi tree. He didn't know it yet, but before the next sunrise, he would awaken, and the world would never be the same. Thanks for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chapters on the journey to enlightenment.